Well, I wish I could give you the tea, but mine's just a little bit tart, and that's why it's called Leah's Lemonade. And back with another interview with another star, honey, okay? Because this one right here, the pen game, the vocals, the talent, the impressions, it's all giving what it's supposed to have gave. Jade Novah, welcome to the Lemonade Stand.
Thank you. Let me tell you, I was trying to clap, and then I almost broke my table with this ring.
Yeah, girl. Yes. Then what do they say? Beauty is pain, okay? Beauty is pain.
Correct.
Yes. How are you, boo?
Oh, I'm good. I'm feeling so good. It's been an incredible year. It really has, and I feel grateful. Gratitude has been like my mantra for this year and beyond, man. Gratitude.
Yes, and gratitude because we got a new single out today. So let's discuss. Come on,
let's stir it up. Yes, I just want to know. Want to know, drop today. I'm so excited because I haven't released any music since before COVID, because my last project I dropped literally it was Stages. I dropped that album right before shutdown. So this is sort of the birth, the love child. This is my COVID baby, you know. Right. So yes, I just want to know, it's dreamy, you know. Like, hold on, I want to make sure my phone don't interrupt it. Oh, I was already prepared. But yes, it's giving dreamy vibes. It's about sort of that moment in a relationship or a situationship where love and desire are like in perfect harmony. So, you got that sort of rose-colored goggle situation where that person can do no wrong. So you're just all in love with every part of them,
Right.
Yeah, that's the vibe. My husband produced it. Shout out to Devin Johnson, my boo, my muse.
Okay, can we discuss that? I'm not even gonna lie, within the first 3 seconds, it gave me ode to Who Can I Run To?
Oh, look, I'm not even mad at that comparison, because the whole theming around my project is this girl group concept where my emotions are called the inner J's, and we got like confidence, intuition, and anxiety. And these three ladies have formed this group, and they're helping me on this whole creative journey. So it's funny that you say that. So that makes sense. I've been listening to a lot of like 70s music, Stevie Wonder, a lot of Michael Jackson, and a lot of girl groups. So, okay, Leah.
I heard Who Can I at the beginning. Yeah, I heard that. That's what I heard. It jumped out to me. So speaking of this new project, do you have a date, or are you not telling us yet? Do we have a new project on?
Ooh, I mean, I'm working on a new project. It's my dryer.
Yes, come on, technology. It sings when it's done.
It sings to me every time. We're going to ignore it though. But yeah, I mean, right now I'm just focused on this particular song, but new music is going to continue to flow. It's going to continue to flow.
Well, new music is continuing to flow, but the opportunities have continued to flow because you're fresh off of opening the Fenty show. I mean, first of all, honey, it was giving all the opera that it had to have gave. Talk to me about that whole situation. I know your husband helped produce that. I mean, literally, you said really no words, but it was beautiful.
I said no words. No. It's just a bunch of giving that.
I mean, but it was incredible. It was freaking incredible.
Thank you. And honestly, that was my first time doing opera or anything in that space. But that was the give. That's what Rihanna wanted. That's what Adam Blackstone, the musical director, that's what he wanted. They said, go have fun. We want you to do some opera vibes. So I had to step out of my comfort, and I had to Google opera for dummies and get my life in order to make sure that I was doing what I needed to do.
Right.
But it was a lot of fun. I used to, fast forward to the beginning of when I started this journey, like I covered a Rihanna song, Diamonds. And that was like my first viral video at the time. Then I ended up singing background for Rihanna for quite a few years and touring with her. And then to kind of have this full circle moment, it's wild. So I've been, attached and connected to Rihanna and her journey for a really long time. So it just felt like, that
grand rising, a birth thing.
Yes, come on, yeah.
And then Rihanna, right before the red carpet, I mean, pours so much into you. I mean, can we talk about that moment for a second? She said it's time for you to step into the front. What kind of prophetic moment was that for you?
Let me tell you, she is so gracious. I really, with her platform and everything, and her support has been, it's mind blowing. Like she's everything. I mean, y'all know, I'm not telling y'all nothing y'all don't already know, from her smelling good to just being a boss. But it was even the way that she phrased it. Like, I used to share the stage with, and that's just a really cool way to put, she used to sing background for me,
Right.
So it felt so genuine, and I felt just so much love, and it really set the tone for that moment for me.
What does she smell like?
Roses and mango and like all of those Bajan things.
Yeah. Yes. No, listen, that's one of my like bucket list things, to smell Rihanna before this journey, before I go to the other side to be with the Lord. I just want to smell her, because everybody says she smells good, and it's like, what is that smell that everyone's talking about? But speaking of background vocals, I mean, the list for you is freaking endless. Missy, Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Ariana Grande. You've also written for Maya, Melanie Fiona, Christina Milian. The list continues. I want to know, is there a specific background vocal that is glued to your mind, like that has you in a chokehold? Because I know for me, like when I hear Fantasia, if you don't want me to, then don't talk to me. When I hear that, I hear Jasmine Missy's background vocals in that, and it messes with me. I can't even hear the song because I hear them. So like as a background singer, I'm sure there's like a song that got you in a chokehold. Of all those people you worked with,
it have to be Brandy. Because this was the year I was doing background for Soul Train Awards at the time, and she was being honored for a Lifetime Achievement Award. So we went through her whole catalog, and I already knew those backgrounds because I grew up on Brandy. I used to dissect Full Moon and Never Say Never and all of that. So I was in background heaven. I really was. Those harmonies, Sean Daniels, rest in peace to a legend. Like, they're the blueprint.
Yeah. And speaking of your talent, because I mean, again, you're multifaceted in music. When did you learn that you were a good writer? Because I always am so interested to know when people realize that, like, because I think when you like to sing, everyone tries to songwrite, but everybody can't. I mean, there's just artists that can't. So like, at what point did you realize like this is cohesive and it makes sense enough to be a song? Not just poetry, not like this is a song. When did you realize that?
It was later in not later in the game, but just later in my exploration of music. I would say around college, when I was finally given the opportunity to write my own stuff. I'd always been really afraid, and I was in situations where other people were writing for me. So I never really thought I had that gift, but just, I met this producer from Cleveland, my hometown, Yanni. And he started sending me tracks and really believing in me and giving me a space to just create without judgment. And that learning curve and just being encouraged and supported for the first time in that, like, reaffirmed, like, okay, this is something that makes sense for me and I can write, and I'm gonna get out my own way.
Right.
Oh, girl, it's October 1st, 111. That's like all kind of ones. We got to Google that later.
Yeah, we are. Okay. That's the moment for, I'm here for that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, you have so many freaking talents. Of course, the impressions, and then you started Real Divas, and that's gained so much freaking popularity online. I mean, your social media presence and YouTube presence is huge. Aside from you singing, did you think that was going to get popular? I mean, obviously, you had gotten really popular with doing Beyonce, but like, you turned it into a thing, right? It's like hip operas and
yes.
So, like, did you think when you started doing these impressions, it was going to go to where it's at now?
I kind of did.
Yeah.
I kind of felt that it would. I mean, this was during the shutdown. This was during COVID. And I had just auditioned for SNL, actually. They had reached out to me about auditioning for the season. Yeah. And it was wild because it's something that I always wanted to do and something that, I grew up watching. But I come from music and I come from all these non-traditional spaces for the typical cast member that I was like, wow, this is kind of cool, Right. And going through that process, it was several months long, and I made it to the final few. I made it to test week, and it didn't end up happening.
Wow.
But it sparked something in me. Like, you know what? Go queen, create your own door, create something, build something, and they will come. And I feel like that just gave me the push and the confidence that I always needed. And I believed in it. I believed that I was speaking to like our people, our demographic, and doing things that were relatable and funny to our culture. So I have faith in it, girl. I did.
Yeah, because I'm seeing a sketch show. I mean, that's what I see. I see it.
I receive that because that's what I'm working on. I have one created. We're gonna manifest that on today because that variety show, that music and comedy thing that has not been done, especially in art. Well, I can't say it's never been done, but it hasn't been done lately since the Jacksons and Barbra Streisand. It's been a really long time since those worlds were made.
Not a modern day one. Right.
So that's the goal. We're gonna claim it right here on Leah's Lemonade.
That, and I would love a one-woman show. I think you going to small venues, adding the singing. I mean, you kind of do that in your live shows anyway. You kind of do like a one-woman show where it's like monologues and comedy and like, I'd be here. I'm just saying, I'd be here. Maybe I'm asking you to do what I just want. But
no, look, these are all the things that make me happy and bring me so much joy, and I want to do them. So I'm gonna let you know when it goes down.
Because I'll be there.
All right.
Now these impressions, obviously your most popular is Beyonce. You did background for Beyonce. Has she ever heard you do her impression?
Yeah, I've heard that she has. Now I have not heard it from the Queen's mouth herself. But I know a lot of her team, and it has been confirmed that she has seen it and has cackled.
Okay, good to know. We already know you dubbing minimally the biopic. You gonna dub it. Like if you're not the person, you dub it in for sure. Sure.
I'll take it. I'll take the gig.
Yes. Now I want to talk to you a little bit more about your background because I mean we've kind of watched you these last couple of years, grow on social media and your music. But who was Jade from Cleveland? Who was Jade before Tyler Perry auditions and those moments? Who was that?
I was in a girl group for a really long time. That was pretty much my entire childhood. I was in this group from the time I was like 8 years old until I was 18. Wow. So I was always in the grind of it, doing a lot of session work, like recorded work. And that was how I got my start. That was sort of the birthplace of this passion. And girl group, girl. Which makes sense. It's kind of another full circle moment, right? Because
what was your experience like? Because I've been asking a lot of people I know who've been in girl groups lately, because you, Seven Streeter, Victoria Monet, a lot of y'all were in girl groups before y'all had individual careers. And watching BET's The Encore with all these women from girl groups try to jump back in it has been interesting. So what was your experience like in a girl group? Would that be something you'd be interested in doing again? Or is it like, it's a little bit?
No, not something I'll be interested in dabbling in. No, I was with you up until that point. I don't think that's my calling. It was great at the time. I mean, that was sort of a thing at the time. I feel like girl groups were such a no-brainer back then, and everyone was giving, all these different personalities, but I don't know. I think I found that along that road that I was the constant. Like that group that I was in from 8 to 18, I was the only original member, and we had at least 10 or 11 girls circulate out of that same group.
Yeah.
I was real serious about it. And, when you're not in alignment, or some people aren't really in the same headspace. And I was also the baby of the group, so boys weren't a thing for me for a while. So I was just hyper focused, and sometimes that can make you feel discouraged when everybody's not in alignment.
Right.
It can work, but it just didn't for me.
Not your testimony.
That's not my testimony.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. Speaking of things you want to circle back to, I know you were on the radio in Atlanta at V103 for some time. Would you go back to doing radio? What was your time like there? Because I'm a woman in radio, and I know it can be hell. So.
Not with the big smile on your face. That was literally a representation of what it is. because you have to show up and you have to give so much of yourself and be on and emote. And no matter how you're feeling or no matter what the energy is in the room, it is a commit. My hat's off, my locks off to anyone and everyone in that industry. It's an incredible industry, but it is very consuming. I was doing morning radio, so I would be up at 4 a.m, and now we're in a digital world where you got to be fresh faced. So I'm not talking. I'm rolling out of bed, and I'm no. It was. Let me focus on the beautiful parts. It was incredible being able to hear so many different people's stories because I am interested in that. I love hearing other people's journeys and how it, like Lil Nas X and Issa Rae and Nick Cannon. We had some incredible people on the show. And that was really inspiring. I think the thing for me was just the authenticity for me living in that space because I just didn't feel like I could take up as much space as I needed to in that world.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for it. And I learned a lot about myself, but I learned a lot about the things that don't serve me. And I don't know if that's my call. Maybe in the future, or maybe even in the podcast world where I have a little more control of my narrative, Oh, maybe podcast. I could do that. Yeah.
Okay. Listen, I put nothing past you. I put nothing again, you're just so talented. I just genuinely taking over every single corner and facet of the industry. Okay.
We're going to grab them. And I hope they smell like Rihanna.
Period. Great drops of Rihanna. Ooh, that's the fire. A fire perfect line review if you're watching. Okay. Obviously, again, back to the fact that you do so much. Is there something that is like a deep desire for you? You sing, technically you act within your own realm of what you do, but is there something else you want to do? I know a lot of artists who are like, this is my passion, but I don't want to do this forever. So is there something else that you really want to conquer in the industry?
Yes, I would love to do Broadway. I would love, and it's my homeboy Todrick Hall was over a couple of weeks ago, and he's like, "Bitch, would you ever do Broadway?" I was like, "Yes, of course I would." Like that's definitely something. And I'm actually I'm working on a musical that I'm creating, so that's the goal. Would be to star and write, and with my husband doing the music, creating a musical that looks and sounds like us in a way that hasn't been done before.
Ooh,
that's what I would love to do.
Jay, you would eat that up. Oh, you would eat that up. Like your voice. I always tell people this, like people don't understand this and you don't have to confirm, but I know this to be true. All background singers, background dancers, when it comes to a performance level, especially when you're doing with like super high performers, the Beyoncé's, Lady Gaga's, most of the people who are in the background do it just as well or better than the actual talent. So people don't understand, you know what I mean? Like the ability of the background dancers, singers, like
they make the world, and they know that. The artists know.
The artists know that, but the people don't understand that. But that's why I am truly like in awe of people like you, because for you to be able to serve so many different artists speaks to the level of your gift.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I know that, and that's why I'm always like super impressed. But I also love like people like Beyonce who let her background vocalist get a moment. You know what I mean? Those artists are super dope to me because the background singers be singing.
Yeah. Monica used to do that. She was one of the first people I sang background for, and she would go and rotate us out, and she would sing background for us. Like we would do a little 90s mashup. It was pretty amazing. Yeah.
That's lit. Yeah, I love seeing stuff like that because to me it's. But I guess it's the difference between like a fan and then like a person who enjoys the music, right? Like two different types of consumers of music, right? So, child, I wanted to be a singer back in the day, so.
Come on, let me hear you say something.
No, ma'am. I will not do that today.
Like that's not the calling?
No, it wasn't. Talking's the calling. I guess I was still going to use my mouth just in a different way, Paul. All right. I want to play a game with you.
Did you say Paul?
Yes, I did. I want to play a game with you. It's called I Want to Know, of course, Ode to the Single.
Ooh.
I'm just going to ask you a couple things that I would like to know about you, and then you just answer them.
Okay.
So I want to know your favorite color.
Green.
Money. All right. I know you're vegan, but what is your favorite food?
Not but. Look, I love food.
You do love food, but I know that what you're gonna say is not gonna stick to my size.
Let me tell you. No, I love, and this, I guess it does sound weird when I say, but
what you gonna say?
Vegan burgers. I love veggie burgers.
Okay. That's.
I've always been a burger person. From when I used to eat meat to now, I could eat a burger every day. I could.
You know, and I do the vegan. I try to every once in a while substitute, do a no meat day. Have you ever had New Vegan in DC? It's a soul food vegan spot.
Yeah, like in you.
It's in DC.
I'm saying, is it new? Like in you?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like I have. I feel that sounds really familiar.
So bomb. So they food is bomb. So I ain't even gonna hold you. Like y'all can eat. I ain't gonna hold you.
We be frying things. We be seasoning things.
And Tabitha got the game on lock, right? Like she make it. Everything she makes looks good. I don't even. You know what I mean?
And that's her business, you know.
And that's her business. Period.
Like it.
Period. Okay. I want to know what's your favorite date spot with your husband.
Ooh, what's my favorite date spot with my husband? This sounds hella bougie, but Mexico. I love when we go to Mexico.
First of all, you don't remember nothing. The liquor hits a little extra in Mexico. I don't know what it is. You always have a good time in Mexico.
You said what?
You always have a good time in Mexico.
You know, put yourself in a little Mexicoma. Girl, you know.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that one.
That and Disney World.
Oh, that's cute.
He was the first person to take me to Disney World, and yeah, we had a good time.
That's cute. That's super cute. I want to know, what would you be doing if you were not doing music? Or not in the entertainment industry in general?
I would be doing something in fashion. I went to school. I was a double major in marketing and fashion merchandising. And that was my original trajectory when I put music up for a second. I wanted to be a buyer and I wanted to open up my own boutique eventually. So yeah, fashion.
Fashion. Yeah, it's still interchangeable in the industry, but not the same thing.
Not the same.
Yeah. Okay, I want to know a guilty pleasure of yours.
HGTV.
Girl, I love it.
I could just watch people buy houses all the time. And what's wild, I just had like this epiphany because I watch Love It or Listed all the time. And now I got my son and my husband, they be watching it too. Like, I wonder what they're going to do. I have literally watched the same episode like maybe 4 or 5 times. And I still don't remember if they go Love It or Listed. They put some magic on these episodes because I never know. Like, he's like, we watched this one. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if they're loving it or listening.
We have to figure out. You have to see if she's going to do the staircase and how she's going to convert the closet to make it bigger. We can't move on. How do we? I mean, yeah, no, and I'm not going to lie. Like, I remodeled. Well, my dad helped me remodel my kitchen. And when he did, I literally was like, wow. I like, at first it was overwhelming because it is kind of overwhelming when you don't know anything. Yeah. But when you start to watch those shows and get the ideas and see like how people upgrade their homes, what they do, it's like, ooh, because it just gives you ideas. Like, have you not tried to be Bobette the Builder and change your house up?
Yeah, of course.
Especially during the pandemic. Everybody sat at home and realized they hated their house. Like, curtains are up.
Look, like, you just start noticing things.
Yeah, because you're just sitting at home, you're like, I don't like that pillow. New paint. Like, yeah. So I get you. All right. I want to know whose music other than your own that you're listening to right now.
Always Stevie Wonder. To him all the time.
Timeless. Yep. Yeah. Okay. I want to know what you hope to accomplish by the time you turn 40. Ooh.
All right. Okay. By the time I get to Beyonce.
AKA, right. Okay.
Beyonce 40. I would love to
manifest. Come on.
We're gonna do this. Let's do this. I'm here. I really want to set intentions. And it's crazy because I was literally journaling about some of my intentions right before we got on. So this is perfect. I was writing, which is funny. I said, I just want to know this new single will elevate my artistry to new and incredible heights. I said, I am so grateful now that I have won several Grammys, Emmys, Tonys, and Oscars. I will perform at all the festivals that I desire in 2022. From that year forward, I will reach millionaire status from my gifts and passions. In 2022, my net worth will continue to outgrow the previous year. And that's what I got to so far. But now that we're stretching it to 40, look, my own sketch music show. I want to get into TV and film on some capacity, continue to do more voiceover work, and around that 40 mark, start delving into the Broadway space. And we're going to do all of those things.
Yes, run this clip back, because it's giving. It's giving. Yeah. Listen, Jade, I genuinely love you. I love your gifts. Again, you're so talented. It's freaking incredible. And I really think that you have an amazingly bright future. So congratulations on all your success thus far. And I'm excited to see what happens next. So again, tell everybody where they can get the new single.
You can get I Just Want to Know everywhere. Y'all can get it on Spotify. You can get it on Apple Music, Tidal, Amazon, all of the things. I Just Want to Know.
And, be looking for a new project on the way sometime. Just know sis is working. Well, thank you, Jade. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you're moving and you're busy, but thank you for speaking with me.
No, thank you for having me. We're going to do this again.
Yes.
Bring the veggie burger.
And then when you come to DC, we're going to do New Vegan because we'll be celebrating your one-woman show that's on tour across the country. So
we'll do that.
Okay. I like talking to you because I know manifestation be bouncing off of you. So
come on.
I'm feeling the energy. Okay. Yes. All right, Lemonade Stand. Grab a cup, throw it back, and sip on all of that. Ooh, come on.
What's up, y'all? It's Jade Novah, and I am rocking with Leah's Lemonade right now.